I'm glad you've made it this far. Welcome, fellow survivor. My name is Dread, and this is my introduction to the Gaslands. Strap yourselves in. It's gonna be bumpy.
The year is 2018. Earth has been under Martian occupation for 19 years. The war has left much of Earth destroyed and her population enslaved by the corporations of Mars and their relentless efficiency. Earth is a ghetto. All money goes to Mars. While some resent those that betray their fellows to work for Martian corporations, many simply cannot afford ideals. The internet is gone, but television continues under the control of the network, a nest of greedy and traitorous Martian collaborators. The network's executive producer and chief anchorman, David Logan, is responsible for its lineup of ultra-violent blood sports and gas-guzzling death games. The jewel in the network's crown is Gaslands, broadcasting amateur and professional death races from across the world as teams battle for a place in the primetime international final. This spring, Logan is offering a prize unique in the 10-year history of Gaslands, a one-way ticket to Mars. Escape from the broken and crumbling Earth to make a new life in that haven of the rich and happy.
The deadliest death races, the wildest halftime extravaganzas, the craziest audience participation.
Gaslands.
Everywhere, David Logan's executive intervention can be felt. His vision is simple. This year must be the most spectacular Gasland season ever.
Okay, so Gaslands is set in an alternative present day. Mars has attacked and overwhelmed the Earth and subjugated its people. And now they're having to compete in deadly death races and horrible, murderous TV game shows, a bit like the 1987 film The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnie. So yeah, it's horrid. Horrible dystopian present day alternative reality. But the game itself it's a tabletop war game, but it's a very special tabletop war game, and I'm going to tell you why. What makes Gasland so special is its formula. There's nothing particularly new about a post-apocalyptic vehicular combat game. However, Gasland seems to have combined all of the aspects of all of the best of the games, it seems, or taken at least inspiration from the best other tabletop war games out there, moulded that all together, and then created a nice, easy to understand rule set that's very incredibly accessible. To play the game, you literally only need the rules, some dice, some templates, and of course, some miniatures. The templates come with the rules, which are available online for you to download for free, but I will warn that the downloadable free version of the rules doesn't include all of the campaigns and additional stuff. So if you try the game for free and you enjoy it, I definitely urge you to buy the rule set too. You can get the templates free online as well, so you can print them and you can stick them to a piece of cardstock, like a cereal packet or a GW box that some of your miniatures came in before, and just stick that straight over your cardboard. cut it out, and you've got your templates. But you can also buy your templates online too, because there are official Gaslands producers and friends of Gaslands who also produce for Gaslands. So you can get templates and you can get skid dice, because there is a need for a dice called a skid dice in this game, but you can of course just use a d6 and attribute the numbers to the various outcomes. So no biggie. You can also buy the paperback rulebook for between 10 and 20 quid. That actually contains paper templates for the movement templates. So what you need to do with them is photocopy them and then stick them onto some cardstock, or you can also download those online and do the same thing. There is also the option to purchase templates and specially made skid dice, although you can again just make do with 6-sided dice and attribute numbers to the outcomes. But there are places online, if you search for somewhere, as long as they're a friend of Gaslands, that means that they're paying their way and actually helping support the game a little bit by paying a very small nominal fee to the Gaslands creators in order to use the Friends of Gaslands name. So there are some really good bits and bobs out there that you should definitely check out if you get interested in the game. The rule set is also available online for free, although the published book version contains more scenarios and stuff. So I do recommend that if you do want to get into Gaslands, try it out first for free, but then go and buy the book, because that's a good way to support the producers of this game, because there are very few other ways. If you want to purchase the book, your best lookout would be online. Unfortunately, probably somewhere like Amazon. Unless you have a nice local bookstore. I've got a second-hand bookstore in my local town called Charlie Burns, but they order stuff in, and I like to support small local businesses. So if you have one near you, a small local bookstore, ask them to order it. It'll cost you about, well, it cost me €14. So somewhere between 10 and 20 quid. It can be difficult though to find Gaslands in your standard retail store because it's not a very supported product. We'll come back to why in just a short while, but it's something to bear in mind. First, let's discuss the miniatures, because they're a large part of the reason, but they're also a large part of why Gaslands has such a winning recipe. Gaslands makes use of Matchbox or Hot Wheels cars, of which I'm sure you've probably got a few already. They're very cheap, they're everywhere, and like I say, you've probably already got some, or your kids do. But that is what I find so appealing about it. And then with your Hot Wheels stroke Matchbox car, you're going to choose some upgrades and some weapons that you're then going to record on your dashboard, which is basically your data sheet if you're familiar with 40k. So you're going to record what upgrades you've taken for your vehicle, and then you're going to compete. But it's not a game that's fussy about what you see is what you get rules. So you can just roll up with two plain as the day they were born Hot Wheels cars, and as long as you've got written on their dashboard what they're supposed to have, you can play a game. So you don't need to do any crazy converting or anything like that. You can just roll in and play straight away. So there's a really good reason why it's appealing. It's just so approachable, costs barely anything to get into, takes no time to learn, so it's really easy to roll straight into. Yeah, very easy. But then it's very appealing to other people who like to scratch build, convert and paint, because a lot of people do like to represent all of those wonderful weapon upgrades and all of the car upgrades on their vehicle. So it appeals to those people too. It's also allows a lot of freedom because the rules aren't so constricted. So, and because, like I say, these guys are not making their own miniatures. This is using Hot Wheels cars and Matchbox cars. They're only selling the rule set and getting a little bit of money from sponsors who like to use the Friends of Gaslands badge when they're selling stuff that they're creating for the game. So realistically, this is such a brilliant concept. This is why I'm so in love with it. I think it's fantastic. I understand why shops and businesses aren't, because there's not much money in it for them. I mean, there's only the book. There's nothing really to support. But that's the beauty of it. You know, it's an alternative to what we're used to, having a big company telling us all what to do, how to spend our money, what we can and can't do, then making the models that we spent years on all of a sudden naff. Gaslands isn't like that. Gaslands is where you're going to breathe that fresh air of relief where you can finally do your hobby your way. And I think that's where the great appeal is in Gaslands. Coming up later in this series, we're going to be looking at the game dynamics. We're going to be having a little quick tutorial on how to play. We're also going to be looking at Dread's cars so far, what I've collected in the way of Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. We're going to have a look at my first little start of a conversion. I've been working away with my best friend's young kid as well. He's actually started his own Gaslands car, so I'm going to be showing them off as well. I've also got some exclusive news to be breaking to the community, as well as a discount code. So there's loads of stuff coming up. So do tune in, guys. See you soon. Hope you liked the video. Comment down below if you feel like it. If not, don't worry. I hope to see you again. Cheers for watching. The templates come with the rules, which are available for about... The templates come with the rules, which are available... The templates come with the rules, which are available... What the fuck? Available... They're templates and they're available...